Cyber Threat Brief for June 8, 2026. SolarWinds Surview exploit is Live in the Wild with CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, adding CVE 2026-28318 to the KEV, Known Exploited Vulnerabilities Catalog, giving federal agencies until June 19 to patch. Silent Ransom Group escalated phishing attacks to physical office intrusions, targeting law firms and professional services with data theft within hours. Meta disclosed 20,000 Instagram accounts compromised via AI support tool abuse, with attackers resetting passwords by exploiting email verification failures. Here's the full breakdown of today's top security stories. Daily Cybersecurity Brief. Date 2026-068. Next section, Critical Alerts. SolarWinds Surview vulnerability exploited in the wild, CVE 2026-28318. SolarWinds patch CVE 2026-28318 in Surview on Thursday. A denial of service flaw that can be exploited without authentication via specially crafted post requests containing the content encoding. Deflate header. CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, added the vulnerability to the Known Exploited Vulnerabilities Catalog on Friday after detecting active exploitation. The bug has a CVSS, the Common Vulnerability Scoring System, score of 7.5, and affects Surview versions 15.4.2, 15.5, and 15.5.1, all of which have reached end of life. EPSS, the Exploit Prediction Scoring System, score is 0. 67, 91st percentile. Action: upgrade to Surview 15.5.4 hotfix 1 immediately. If running EOL versions 15.4.2, 15.5, or 15.5.1, migrate to a supported release. Federal agencies must patch by June 19 per BOD 22.1. This is an unauthenticated exploit that crashes the Surview service and is actively being targeted. Sources: Security Week. UNC 3753 used phishing and physical intrusions in U.S. Data theft extortion campaign threat actor UNC 3753, also known as Chatty Spider, Luna Moth, and Silent Ransom Group, targeted dozens of organizations in professional, legal, and financial services between January and May 2026 using phishing and physical intrusions. Attackers pose as IT support staff via phone calls following benign invoice-themed emails, convince targets to join screen-sharing sessions on Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Quick Assist, then install RMM, Remote Monitoring and Management, tools like AnyDesk, Bomger, SuperOps RMM, or Zoho Assist. The FBI warned that the group has escalated to in-person attacks, with threat actors posing as IT technicians to enter corporate offices and exfiltrate data to USB drives. Extortion demands arrive within 30 minutes of attackers leaving the environment, with 3-day deadlines and threats to contact clients directly. The group has tactical overlaps with UNC 2686 from the defunct Conti ransomware gang. Action: train staff to verify IT support requests through independent channels before joining remote sessions or granting access. Block or restrict privnote.com and 3 additional domains. See show notes for the full list. Sources: The Hacker News bleeping computer data breaches. Net. Next section, Business and Infrastructure Threats. Meta says 20,000 Instagram accounts hacked via AI tool abuse. Meta disclosed that 20,225 Instagram accounts were compromised after attackers exploited a bug in the High Touch Support (HTS) AI-powered account recovery tool. The flaw allowed attackers to reset passwords by requesting a password reset link be sent to an email address not associated with the target account. The system failed to verify email ownership and sent reset links to attacker-controlled addresses. Accounts without two-factor authentication enabled were fully hijacked. Meta discovered the exploitation on May 31, 2026, but the first attacks occurred on April 17. Attackers sold high-profile accounts including the Obama White House, Sephora, and U.S. Space Force Chief Master Sergeant John Bentavegna on the dark web. Meta has disabled the HTS tool, invalidated all password reset links, enrolled affected accounts in mandatory security checkpoints, and reset all passwords. Action: enable two-factor authentication on all Instagram accounts. Review account security settings and check for unauthorized email or phone number changes. If your account was compromised, assume that profile information, direct messages, social media posts, dates of birth, email addresses, phone numbers, and interaction history were accessed. Meta will send user notifications to affected accounts. Sources: Security Week bleeping computer. UNK Dead Drop phishing campaign targets developers to steal cryptocurrency. Proofpoint tracked a likely North Korean threat actor dubbed UNK Dead Drop that targeted developers in close to 100 organizations across finance, cryptocurrency, education, and technology sectors between April and May 2026. The campaign used developer recruitment or code reviewers linking to actor-controlled GitHub repositories hosting malicious scripts. The infection chain abused Visual Studio Code workflows and deployed malicious Visual Studio extensions, V6, masquerading as legitimate Google services. When users opened the repository in VS Code or Cursor, pre-configured tasks executed silently, triggering platform-specific loaders for Linux, Mac OS, and Windows. Payloads included the open-source Go framework overlord. Malware exfiltrated browser wallet extensions, decrypted credentials, and desktop wallets, then deleted malicious payloads to clean up forensic artifacts while maintaining persistence via the V6 extension. Spoofed companies included Ondo Finance, Defy, Empower Pharmacy, NXLog, and OnePlan. Action: do not clone untrusted GitHub repositories and open them directly in VS Code or Cursor without reviewing the workspace configuration. Disable automatic task execution in IDE settings. Review installed VS Code extensions and remove any that were not explicitly installed. Cryptocurrency organizations should audit developer workstations for unauthorized browser extensions and wallet access. This campaign shares tactics with Contagious Interview and other North Korea-aligned operations targeting developers. Source: Proofpoint Threat Insight. C0XMO botnet spreads via DDWRT router flaw. Kills rival malware. A new GAFJIT botnet variant, called C0XMO, is targeting DDWRT router firmware via CVE 2021-27137, a buffer overflow vulnerability that can be exploited without authentication. The botnet supports ARM, MIPS, PowerPC, SuperH, x86, x86-64, and other architectures, with exploits for DVRs, routers, video management platforms, and Android devices. C0XMO downloads a Python script that installs packages for SSH, Telnet, and network scanning, then uses worker threads to brute force weak credentials on ports 22, 2380, 443, 7547, 8080, 8443, and 8888. Once access is gained, it copies itself to hidden locations like /tmp/, sys /var/tmp/, sys and /dev/shm/. Sys creates cron jobs for relaunch every 15 minutes and kills competitor botnet clients and red team tools. Malware supports 19 DDoS methods, including UDP/TCP/SYN/ICMP floods, ping of death, NTP/memcache amplification, Discord voice UDP floods, and Valve-specific floods. Action: patch DDWRT firmware to versions addressing CVE 2021-27137. Use unique admin credentials on all network devices. Disable remote access capabilities when not needed. Monitor network devices for hidden processes in /tmp/, sys /var/tmp/, sys and /dev/shm/. Sys review cron jobs for unauthorized entries. This botnet demonstrates operational sophistication beyond typical GAFJIT malware and is designed for lateral movement across multiple device types. Source: Bleeping Computer. Next section, General Security News. RubyGems adds dependency cooldowns to counter supply chain attacks. RubyGems added support for dependency cooldowns to its bundler installer, copying similar efforts in the JavaScript and Python ecosystems. Dependency cooldowns tell the package manager to install dependencies only if they are a certain age and days. A cooldown of 7 will only install packages at least a week old, giving security tools, repository admins, and maintainers time to detect compromises and pull down malicious versions. The feature ships disabled by default and requires developers to configure a cooldown for each project. RubyGems joins NPM, February 2026, pip, April 2026, UV, December 2025, Deno, Yarn, and Bun in supporting cooldowns. The downside is that security updates are also delayed, so urgent remote code execution patches may require manually skipping cooldowns for known safe updates. Action: configure dependency cooldowns in RubyGems bundler for projects handling sensitive data. Balance the cooldown period, 7-14 days recommended, against the need for urgent security patches. Monitor for self-spreading worms that have been compromising hundreds of packages weekly in NPM and PyPI. This is a simple fix for a major threat that has been untenable over the past 9 months. Source: Risky Biz News. VS Code adds 2-hour extension auto-update delay to limit supply chain attacks. Microsoft announced that Visual Studio Code 123 will apply a 2-hour delay before extensions are automatically updated to newer versions, adding protection against problematic or compromised releases. Users can still update extensions immediately using the Update button. The delay does not apply to extensions from trusted publishers like Microsoft, GitHub, and OpenAI, which will continue to update immediately. The feature is part of a broader industry trend, with Ruby Gems, NPM, PNPM, Yarn, and Bun all adding similar installation controls over the past year. Action: update to VS Code 1.123 to enable the extension update delay. Review installed extensions and remove any that are not actively used. For extensions from untrusted publishers, monitor the details view to see when automatic updates will occur and why they are delayed. This is a low-friction defense against supply chain attacks targeting developer tooling. Source: The Hacker News. OpenAI rolling out ChatGPT account security controls. OpenAI is expanding availability of 2 ChatGPT security controls. Lockdown mode reduces the risk of data exfiltration from prompt injection attacks by limiting outbound network requests, disabling or limiting live web browsing, image support, deep research, agent mode, canvas networking, and file downloads. The feature is intended only for users and organizations handling highly sensitive data. Active Sessions allows users to review where their account is signed in, see sessions and devices, and log out of unrecognized sessions. The feature is available for all ChatGPT accounts except those linked to SSO. This follows the earlier release of Advanced Account Security, which disables password-based login and requires physical security keys or passkeys. Action: enable lockdown mode in Settings Security, Advanced Security if your organization handles highly sensitive data in ChatGPT. Use Active Sessions in Settings Security to audit current login sessions and log out of unrecognized devices. Consider Advanced Account Security for accounts at increased risk of targeted hacking. Lockdown mode does not prevent prompt injections from appearing in content, but blocks the final stage of exfiltration. Source: Security Week. Next section: Patch Priority. SolarWinds ServView. Critical CVE 2026-28318, CVSS 7.5, actively exploited. Upgrade to 15.5.4 hotfix 1, CIS-AKEV, known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, deadline June 19. DDWRT routers. High CVE 2021-27137, buffer overflow. Patch firmware, change default credentials, disable remote access. Instagram accounts. High, enable two-factor authentication immediately. Meta AI support tool exploited May 31, 20,225 accounts compromised. VS Code extensions. Medium, update to 1.123 for 2-hour extension auto-update delay. Review installed extensions from untrusted publishers. Next section: Trends and Context. Silent Ransom Group's escalation to physical office intrusions marks a significant shift in extortion tactics, combining traditional phishing with in-person data theft. The targeting of legal and professional services firms reflects the group's understanding that these sectors hold concentrated repositories of sensitive client data and face heavy reputational and regulatory exposure. Meanwhile, supply chain defenses are maturing across the development ecosystem, with dependency cooldowns and package update delays now supported in Ruby Gems, NPM, pip, and VS Code, offering a time-based buffer against the self-spreading worms that have compromised hundreds of packages weekly over the past 9 months. North Korean threat actors continue to refine developer-targeted campaigns, with UNK Dead Drop abusing Visual Studio Code workflows and malicious V6 extensions to steal cryptocurrency wallets and credentials from close to 100 organizations globally. That concludes today's cyber threat brief. From Carolina Clear Tech, stay patched, stay vigilant.